Good evening, everybody. My name is Bubby Craft, and tonight we're building engine number 9. So sit down, stick around, and hang out with me as we go through how to build this Old West style locomotive. You might even say that a certain sheriff may have ridden this particular locomotive in a certain movie. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, so to start, what we're going to be doing is we're going to place down a medium standard bogie that is out of Create SteamNRails. And then what you're going to do is you're going to count back a couple here. Essentially, we want to place down a extra long 040 driver. So that way, when we go ahead and make this guy bigger and then rotate it, we want to make sure that that piston lines up with the middle of that bogie. So it looks like we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of track back from the center of the first bogie. Perfect. And then with that being said, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of industrial iron plating all the way to the back of the bogie, so extend out 2 off of the back of the bogie. You're going to then place out a couple layers of copycat layers and 1 copycat vertical step. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then a vertical step. You're going to place the industrial iron inside of those as well. Essentially, we're just extending the base of the locomotive in order to just kind of give it a little bit more beef to it, so to speak, and kind of fill it out a little bit better. We're going to go ahead and grab a copycat slab next, and we want to just kind of hover over the front of this bogie, and we're going to shift click while holding the spacebar if you're in creative mode to place down that copycat slab like so. Fill it with the industrial iron, and then place a copycat bite on either side with industrial iron. Off of that, you're going to place the polished crimsite pilot from Create Bells and Whistles. Now, if you're using my Modpack, Project Bubbdor, and the link should be in the description, all of these mods will be available to you. The only mod that's going to be different today is the Old West lamp the only item will be the Old West lamp from Create Buffers and Beams Overhauled. I just really like the way the lamp looks. There is another way. I'm going to show you how to build a lamp that a friend of mine did here in just a little bit too, just so you have a different way to do things if you don't want to download another mod. Alright, next thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and grab a piece of light gray local metal smoke box. What we're going to do is we're going to place a temporary one down and then a regular one down, just so we have that facing forward with that smoke box front there. From here, we are going to go ahead and place down a temporary one off the front, and then a copycat layer extended out twice. Remove that temporary. We're going to place a cow catcher from Dave's Building Extended. Again, it's going to be inside the Project Bubbdor mod pack. Place it so that it angles backwards like so. There you go. Perfect. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to just, while we're here, grab a copycat slope. Place that upside down. Grab the brass support. Mess with that until it looks like it's just 2 blank triangles kind of holding things, leaning forward, so to speak. We're going to place our Old West style lamp on there, so that way it looks like those brass supports are holding up that Old West lamp. Excellent. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab a coal burner smokestack. Place that down, right click it to turn it off, and then we're going to grab a wood burner smokestack and then place that down. I currently have a texture pack that removes the top part of the coal burner smokestack, and that is how we're getting this effect here. But yours will look just fine, and actually a little bit cooler, honestly, with that little bit of a bulge there. So it's totally fine. Clear out our palette just a little bit more, or just a little bit here, and we're gonna go ahead and grab the black Locomotive smoke box, the train depot, a peculiar bell, as well as a copycat half panel, a copycat slice, and a copycat layer. We're going to do something a little bit cool here. We're going to place down a temporary block, place that smoke box off of it so we have these dots or whatever, the rivets facing back that way. Again, a temporary. There you go. I have a texture pack that makes my black Locomotive look a little bit different than yours will. Off of this piece here, we're going to place down the train depot from Create Encased. Face that depot and click the Locomotive to place a peculiar bell. From here, we're going to place a temporary block. Click out twice on the copycat layer on the side. Side again. 2 on the top. 2 out. 2 out. Realize that you need to actually click out 3 on those. And there we go. Make sure that your rivets are facing back towards the cab. I just had, I copied the exact block from here and pasted it here. So yours will be a blank copycat layer without the block inside of it. So that's why it looked a little bit different for me there for a second. We are also going to grab the Locomotive smoke box and kind of just click on that layer that we placed on the back to add in a smoke box, and then a copycat half panel with the black Locomotive texture, or black Locomotive smoke box texture inside of that as well. Repeat the same thing on the other side, just giving the piston casings or piston housings, whatever you want to call them, a little bit more beef to them as well. The next thing that we want to do is we're going to do a little bit of a trick here. We're going to grab a fluid container, and we're going to grab a whistle, and we're going to hide the whistle. So we're going to remove this temporary block. Remember, that was a temporary block. And then we're going to remove this piece of industrial iron plating. You're going to place a fluid tank right there and a whistle on top of it. Right click that whistle until it's the smallest one, because these tended to have had like little chirpy whistles. They weren't really throaty, deep whistles. They were just a little bit more of a chirp to them. Sometimes they were a little bit deeper, but in this case, our number 9 is going to have a chirpy whistle. Because it's your build, you can do whatever type of whistle you want. I'm just using the chirpy small whistle, and we're going to move forward. Clearing out the palette once again. We're reaching the home stretch here. We're going to grab the black brass wrapped Locomotive boiler, as well as a copycat half layer, a brass casing, a kitchen hood from the handcrafted mod, and then we'll work on the cab. That's going to be something we'll just start separately. So we're going to place the that was a shift click. We're going to place the boiler piece down, and then the boiler piece down again. Just for laughs, if you're not using shaders like I am, we right click the boiler. It doesn't really do anything, but we're right clicking the boiler, and we're going to place down two boiler blocks. Over top of the boiler, you're going to place in 8 of these half layers. So if you start getting some on top like that, you'll stop. Place in another 8 on that side as well. your what's it called? Your brass casing should connect to it, or it should have connective textures. You're gonna place two extra on top there. Place the kitchen hood inside of them. That's just gonna give you like the top of a dome effect. And there we are. Clear out our palette again. We're gonna grab a hold of a copycat panel, a copycat board, a copycat half layer again, red inlaid concrete, red concrete panel, red locomotive with the brass wrapping. Actually, we don't need that yet. A placard, the red placards preferably, and then a sign from the create mod. You can choose literally any number you want. I'm going with number 9 since, you know, we've got the good old number 9. In the Disney movie that I was referencing a little bit ago, it was number 95, but I couldn't very well fit two numbers in there. It wouldn't let me. So, you know, number 9. Whichever. Doesn't matter. I actually didn't like that. I chose not to do that for the tender. You can if you want to when we get to that part. Alright. So now to start the cab, we're going to place a panel in the middle temporarily and then 2 temporaries on either side. Crouch and look up at these temporary panels on either side to place them down a little bit lower, and then just remove your temporary panels. Place out a floor, if you will, and then you can go ahead and fill that floor in. If in the end, we're not really going to have very much room inside the cab, even though it does look like we will. Unfortunately, we're not going to have very much room to get the desired design effect for the cab, so it'll make sense here shortly. Now that we have our floor, we're going to place a temporary panel up, 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 up. So we're placing 3 temporary panels, like so. Oop. Temporary. Boom. On the inside, what we're gonna do, actually we'll place our other temporaries first. We're gonna temporarily place a couple blocks here, and then here. A copycat board. Board. Just place all the boards. All the stuff and things. Now, we can get rid of all of those temporary blocks. Basically, your cab is done. What we want to do, though, is on the inside, we want to go ahead and place down a couple of temporaries right there in the middle. These take up a full block space, so all you gotta do is just right click on one of those boards while holding down the shift button so that you don't put the texture in there, and it'll place these these blocks here temporarily. We're going to apply our roof. To do that, what we want to do is we're just going to run a roof all down along here. Want one on the other side as well, so we can do that. Go. Boom. Essentially, just go ahead and place down your stereotypical roof that you would normally do to represent a curve. You wouldn't normally do this because this is the first time we're doing one of these roofs, I believe. Alright, essentially what we want to do, these outside ones want to stay exactly as they are. Click up to level 2 on those. Level 3 on these. Level 4 on these. And then just turn around and repeat them. Give yourself a nice, easy little slope. Boom. I filled it in with cracked deep slate tiles just because I liked the texture. Kind of gives it a little bit of a dirty roof effect. We'll take our red concrete panel, run that along the bottom, like so. We are going to grab a copycat half panel. We are going to run a half panel along the outsides here. You can choose not to do this if you want. It does not matter. It's your build. Do whatever you wish. Fill those blocks in with the mangrove glass that has this particular shape on it. Red panels on these copycat panels. Remove your temporary blocks. Come inside here and fill in the missing pieces. We can actually remove that now. And we're gonna grab a train casing. I'm sorry, a train controls. And then a seat. You can use whatever color seat you want. And there you go. The interior the interior is done. The next thing you can do is just place down that red placard on either side and fill it in with a number of your choice. And that's how you build number 9, the engine itself. Now for the tender, which is actually really quick and easy. We're going to empty our pallet, grab ourselves a train casing, black Locometal with the riveted, not the slashed, because they weren't fancy like that. We're gonna grab ourselves a red brass wrapped Locometal. Now we can use it. For some extra fancy flashy stuff, we're gonna grab a copycat half layer, and basically that's copycat half layer, and then we need the copycat half panel. Basically that's pretty much it. You're also gonna grab the pile of oak wood. That's from the Macaw's Holidays mod. So yeah, oh wait, I forgot. We need the industrial iron stairs or industrial iron catwalk here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna place that catwalk off of the sides of there. Oh, you need a copycat panel as well. So fill in that copycat panel, have it go back 1. And what we're gonna do is just kind of build a little bit of a temporary shape here. That hole is gonna be where you're gonna put your first bogey. This bogey is gonna be the double axle, and I went with the arch bar just because it looks a little bit more Old West to me. So we've got that. These middle blocks are not gonna be temporary. These are gonna just actually stay here, and I even forgot to fill them in with color. So you're gonna put down 3 of them, not 4 like I had, and then you're gonna place your next bogey. Fill in with the black Locometal on there. And then what we're gonna do is actually get rid of these because we're gonna be doing something different anyway, so it's not gonna matter. We're gonna place down a crud load of black loco metal pieces. Just basically fill all of that in up to the back of the last bogey here. For good measure, we're actually going to just put down another row. You're going to take your copycat half layers, level 3, level 2, 3, 2. We're going to grab a copycat layer itself, place that layer in at level 4. Continue wrapping these around. If you were smarter than I am, realize that you could actually put the block that you want in your offhand to fill in that color, instead of wasting all of that time like I just did, because now I have to put the color in. Oh, my Lanta. Okay, anyway, we're gonna grab a copycat layer, just do level 4 again, like so. Grab ourselves the industrial iron again, just to fill that in. The middle block is going to be the red brass wrap loco metal. We also want, I forgot about this, we also want a copycat slice along the sides here. I'm going to be smart this time and actually have the black loco metal in my offhand. Starting from the second block in, we're going to remove this first block, or this first row of blocks, and just place a copycat half panel with the black loco metal along the sides here. And then you can remove this this inside top layer. Place down a good healthy amount of logs over top of this. Like so. Grab yourself a piece of copycat half panel. Either side, fill that in with black loco metal. Replace this middle one with a smoke box, and Bob's your uncle. That's basically your tender right there. Well, no, that's not basically, that is your tender. So we're gonna grab a copycat buffer and the screw link coupler, just because I thought it looked cooler. You can use whatever style of couplers and buffers or whatever you want. I just thought it looked neat with the screw link coupler and with a set of buffers on the back of it. There you go. That is how you build engine number 9. Or 95 or whatever if you're building the Disney movie version. I have a ton of glue here for whatever reason. You always want to make sure that you're getting rid of any glue that may be sitting around, because it can attach itself to builds that you're doing and mess up everything. But to build this locomotive, what we're going to do is we're going to place down just a temporary block. Just a temporary block right here so that it connects up with that piece. Grab the super glue. Boom. To boom. one other detail that I wanted to do just to kind of give just a little bit of flair here. Put down a copycat panel, fill it in with the industrial iron, shift click another one on and fill that with industrial iron as well. Just do that on both sides, just to extends the step down a little bit. It's kind of just a neat little feature. You know, decorating, all kinds of stuff. So glue from that piece of step to this piece right here. From this corner down to here. Right there. And that is your number 9 glued. Don't forget to remove your 2 temporary pieces and assemble your train. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Tell me what your favorite train is in the comments, or your favorite locomotive, or anything. And, you know, kind of just let me know what you think about the build. The cars are just the normal Bubbdor passenger coaches that we've had before. And, yeah. This station was built by Madden Plays. I just copied it and used it for the video here. But yeah, here we go. Engine number 9. I hope you guys have a great night. And, oh, you know what? I forgot. I wanted to show you this other lantern style down here. Let's just scurry down here. So a friend of mine built this right here, which is actually a really cool looking locomotive. I replaced that there, but what you can do is you can grab a lantern, just a normal lantern, or you can grab a rose lamp. I think it's called a rose quartz lamp. A couple of different options. So we have this guy here, and then you can put one of the copper lamps from Design and Decor on the front of it. A couple of boards on either side and a half panel, and there you go. You got yourself a pretty nice looking Old West lantern. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, please like the video, and we will catch you next time. Until next time though, this has been Bubby Craft doing another awesomely random train build, and until next time, I love you, bye!